spending in real life money for any and all advantages that non-players do not get when they don't spend that money.
According to Urban Dictionary, games that let you buy better gear or allow you to make better items than everyone else at a faster rate, and then makes the game largely unbalanced even for people who have skill in the game. What I would like to point out is that faster rate and makes the game largely unbalanced are very important key phrases to hold on to.
These are the pay-to-win games, or the games that let you invest 20 hours and then hit you with a paywall that essentially requires that you pay up to continue. These games stem from a design philosophy that doesn't really consider you to be a player so much as a source of revenue. It's game design done by accountants rather than designers, and it's inevitably destructive. It's the complete divorce of play from pay.
So what are some examples of pay to win? Well, for example, in Clash Royale, you can spend a ton of money on gems and level up your characters so that you smash through the non-paid players and win many of your fights 99% of the time. Players that are not leveled up get destroyed by the players that pay. Many gamers also recognize pay-to-win Rust, Minecraft, Roblox, and other servers similar to those, where you can buy in-game items in order to win every single one of your fights effectively.
And to go back to the examples, it says powerful weapons and armor for purchase, not or giving buyers an advantage in combat. It doesn't mean that you're winning the combat, you're given an advantage in combat.
But it does say you win, in the name, pay to win. The winning part of that matters just as much. Honestly, think about how we use words in general. A word like apple has no ambiguity. Everybody knows what an apple is. There's no issue with that, and everybody agrees with it because it's a singular word and it's concrete. However, phrases like pay to win, they change over time. They evolve with communities and have different contexts. For example, the phrase break the ice didn't always mean to start a conversation in a social setting. It used to actually mean breaking the ice in front of a ship, but people adopted it over time. Dictionaries like Oxford and Cambridge, they have to boil these meaning downs into something concise. They must generalize to cover many different phrases on how it could be used and possibilities of it being changed over time. They can't keep up with the gaming community and constantly update their definitions for phrases that require more context. So now that I have the definition thing kind of out of the way, I want to talk about a few concepts and see how they relate to Escape from Tarkov in general. Some of the tropes that you see with pay to win, but it's not every pay to win game has all of these. They may just have some of them. They actively win more matches easily. Significant advantage in their items, meaning their items actually contribute to their winning. Requires little to no skill. Opening your wallet to get more benefits over time.
To this game because you can buy in-game currency with real money like we suspected.
Little to no counterplay when encountered. Affects non-paying players almost every time. Consistent and renewable, meaning that every time you open your wallet, you get the same benefit and it's consistent. It doesn't change how well you do or how much more you win. Skilled players struggle to go up against them. Paid players often will hit a new paywall. You will have to pay more money to continue existing. And when you have that paywall progression, paid players are usually all you have at the end of progression. Towards the end, later stages, if you haven't been paying, you're not going to get up there into those later stages. Pay for progression often gets a bad rap and is considered pay to win as well, but I think they are mutually exclusive to each other, as pay for progression can sometimes dip into the pay to win thing if you get an advantage over other players, but oftentimes genuine pay for progression is something that you see in like PvE stuff to catch up to other players, and then when you get caught up to those other players, you end up in similar raids, your level is kind of balanced with it, so you get this kind of catch-up system. Sometimes you'll get items suited for the new level and area to get you up to speed. You'll get access to those new zones. It's commonly in PvE games, but sometimes you'll see them in weird PvP games, often balanced to not affect the other players because you'll be going into like a raid, for example, and you'll be playing with those same people of similar level type deal, mostly to reach the in-game content, but not necessarily to outperform the players. Whereas in pay to win, you're actively outperforming other players because you are buying to win more. And then everybody knows what pay for swag is. It's purely cosmetic. Everybody knows what skins are, and it doesn't impact anyone's games. It just makes you look cooler. The last one is pay to lose. The funny thing about pay to lose is the devs thought it would be a good item, and probably conceptually on paper it might be, but in practice, fundamentally, it's really bad. It was originally designed to maybe be a pay to win item, but in actual focus and fundamentals, it's an actual trash item that nobody's going to use because it actually harms your game more so. But now, where does Escape from Tarkov fit in all this? As you can see, I've already put Lucky Scav junk boxes, pockets, the weapon cases, the ammo cases, all in pay for comfort, and I've put the pay for swags as the Kurkuri and the Unheard armband, because Unheard Edition, these items will not win you any fights. Nobody is winning fights, taking a weapon case out and beating somebody to death with it. These items do not help you survive. They do not help you win fights. These items are functionally useless in raid. So what about those stats, guns, and armor? Isn't that pay to win?
But if you want to really talk about it, is it going to have a massive effect on gameplay? Are those 3 levels really going to be the major decider of a fight? I don't think so.
There. Overall, knowing your surroundings and having your situational awareness on a pretty high level will make a difference, not the gear. And I know all of this is maybe overwhelming, but your gear doesn't win rounds. It can definitely save you sometimes and make a difference by helping you take some more shots in CQB, but none of it comes from actually buying the game and receiving the so-called pay-to-win gear. To say that so far, it doesn't look like a pay-to-win game. Because from my experience, a pay-to-win game grants you godly in-game items that make up for what you lack in skill.
And to go back to the examples, it says powerful weapons and armor for purchase, not or giving buyers an advantage in combat. It doesn't mean that you're winning the combat, you're given an advantage in combat.
And just like that, he's down. Okay? This game is one of those games where it is skill-based, whether this guy likes to admit it or not. I don't know if he's just bad at these kind of games, but all the gear in the world will not save you from somebody who actually knows how to play the game.
Day 1 of Wipe, Unheard players have a significant advantage over Standard Edition players.
He's back here like healing. I just lit him up again.
Nice.
I just killed him. He's down.
Nice, good job.
I'm gonna loot him and take his gear.
No time for me to be searching this slow, bro.
His name is Thorax Me Daddy. And then I decided to run a little scav run. So this is mine. I killed a player.
Oh, is it really?
We take the... why do you have so many MK16s? It's because I keep stealing them from the Unheard guys. You know, everybody says that the Unheard Edition is pay to win, but I keep taking them off of them, man. Oh, man. There's no way. Just a reminder that that was pay to win gun, and it was pay to win because it's from the pay to win stuff that you pay for so that you can win more of your matches.
To level up your traders, you get level 2 traders at a much quicker rate than normal players would. Ref himself makes EOD and Unheard pay to win automatically. Getting max stash right off rip is a huge advantage in your progress. While yes, he is correct that Tarkov is very skill based, that you having meta weapons isn't going to automatically make you win more gunfights if you're a shitty player.
I personally have deleted my entire stash on a standard account and gotten Kappa without upgrading the hideout after deleting my secure container. I would argue if you took some of the best players out here and put them on a standard account, they would speedrun Kappa faster than anybody else on Unheard Edition, just simply because of their game knowledge and their skill. Unheard does not give you so much of a progression that you're going to outdo non-played players, period. Even if you count stash size and stuff as an actual advantage, which it's not. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to help you shoot. It's not going to help you win your fights, and it's just not paid to win. You're not going to win more. You have to win more to be paid to win. But calling this game pay to win absolutely throws all of the achievements that Edge of Darkness and Unheard Edition players have ever achieved. It removes skill from the entire equation because it leaves that hint that they have paid for their skill. It is to say that the players with those editions have not put in the work and do not have the skill to be where they're at.